Good day, everybody, and welcome to the first of a few special December mini lessons. I'm going to call them mini lessons around Christmas, around the different celebrations in December, talking about what are some of the things that we see during the December holiday, during the December month, I should say, leading up to the holidays. And one of the first things that I wanted to kind of tackle is maybe, I don't know, for some people it's controversial, but the idea of the name Xmas instead of Christmas. And throughout the recent years, there's been a big to do over the fact that the X has been Christ has been replaced by an X in Xmas, and just this kind of, oh, they're trying to steal Christmas and all that stuff. I remember growing up, to tell you the absolute truth, it always being Xmas or an Xmas symbol there. But if you want to know a little bit of history, the truth of the matter is the X, or the chi, has been around as a symbol for Christ much longer than even almost the celebration of the Mass for Christ has been around. They came around the same time, but the chi, or the X as we would call it, has been a symbol of Christ since at least 306 AD with Constantine. It was probably around, the symbol was probably around earlier than that, but it was Constantine that used it as his primary symbol for everything. Now, because I'm recording this as a video rather than as a Zoom, I'm going to have to do this. But you may have seen this symbol around in churches, and you'll notice there's kind of an X figure and what we might call a P figure within there. That is the chi rho symbol. Often pastors may have it as a symbol, or it might be in your church. You might have an alpha and an omega at the side. But those are that kind of X, and what we might call P is a chi. The X is a chi, and the rho is the P shape. And they're the first two letters in Greek for the name of Christos. So the X stands for C, and the P stands for H, or what we would have as H. And so when you just see the X, it was an early symbol for a very, very long time, meaning Christ, and that was Christ was present. You didn't always have to have the rho along with it. So you would have the X standing for the name of Christ in the midst of it all. And so the fact that people are kind of making this a big deal now is kind of funny for those that are church historians, because the chi rho symbol, as I stated, has been around for a very, very, very long time. And the Mass specifically for Christ came a little bit later. While there were masses on December 25th in at least 273 AD, so that would make it earlier than the chi rho symbol, they weren't specifically for the birth of Christ. They were winter festivals and things like that. The Mass for Christ comes a little bit later. I don't have a specific date, but some think around the same time, like around 309, we start to see Masses for Christ specifically. The lore is that Luther really wanted a Mass for Christ, because what wound up happening in the Catholic Church is Mary became more of a central figure, so the Annunciation, which happens earlier, became a more celebrated Mass. And so the Luther lore that he invented Christmas is not quite true. He might have brought the attention back as the Mass for Christ being the more important than the Annunciation. But no, people were on December 25th having a winter celebration and focusing on the birth of Christ as early as, as I said, around 300, something like that, 309, something like that, around that time. So it wasn't uncommon, though, to call that Mass an Xmas, because, as I said, the Chi was the main symbol of Christ. So when you see Xmas, as much as internally, because of current debate, makes you want to bear arms or get crazy, it is really a symbol of Christ and always has been. And so to call it Xmas is kind of normal and has been part of church history for a very long time. And so that's what I just want to share that today with you, as these are going to be short, these are going to be sweet. And so I know the next one you might want to pay attention to is December 6th. So we'll talk about that one on December 6th. I'm saying there probably will be a video on that day. So take care, everybody. Enjoy.